Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I am your host Captain Awesomeness, and today we are back at high voltage karting. So the last time I was here I had a great time. I was able to beat my personal best of 38.642 seconds and I brought it down to 38.557. So today I am back here in the hopes that I can maintain somewhat of a consistent lap time that matches the fastest lap time I did the last time I was here, and or also try to beat it even more. If you guys recall from the last video I uploaded, you may remember I mentioned two names, Denny and Denny. Both of them are really fast drivers and they did lap times that overshadow mine like no tomorrow. I'm thinking something around 37.139 was the fastest that one of them did, and the other one was in the 37s as well. So obviously I have a lot to improve on still, but for me the thing is that I am at least showing that I am going up slowly but surely. So my aim is to try to get as close as possible to that. Again, the whole point of doing all this is not only for you guys to feel a little bit entertained by what I am sharing with you guys, but also at the same time try to learn the track itself, become one of the top 10 drivers, and then move on to the next track and to the next and to the next. I was able to achieve that at Boss Pro Karting, which is why I'm no longer going there, not to mention that it's not as challenging as high voltage is. So let's go together and figure things out. Okay, so as like the last time, actually no, because in the last time I bought 5 sessions, this time I have bought 3 sessions. There is nobody here as it was the last time as well, so we'll see how I do. But I just wanted to give you guys a real quick update on how many sessions I bought. And before I forget, I also wanted to show you guys how I will be going on this track at first without using any brakes at all, and what the lap times will be with that, and then the other 2 sessions are going to be with me using the brakes at certain points. This is as a result of some people asking me to do so and see if I actually improve on my lap times. So it was a good question and I don't know how I'm going to do myself, but I have a feeling that if I don't use the brakes in certain corners, I'm definitely going to have to slow down way too early to make those turns happen without crashing into the walls. But either way, I will let you guys know how I do. All right, just like the last time, they're going to start me a little slow on the first lap, and then as soon as I come to the starting line, oh, no, they just started me off already. All right, I'll take it. So no brakes. They didn't really start me off on full blast yet, but we'll see. Yeah, definitely not on full juice just yet. There we go. Yep, I feel it now. Oh, not going through there without brakes kind of felt weird. Understeer, understeer again, and more understeer. Isn't that fun? Okay. Golly, this thing is understeering on full juice. But this is what happens when you don't use brakes. Oh well. I bet even the safety marshals are like, what is this guy doing? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. This thing does not want to turn when it's on full juice. Oh well. Ah! Crash into the wall. I'm gonna see how fast I did. Still 40 something. Yeah, I kind of figured. Woo. I really am trying to fight not hitting the brakes at all, but I'm not going to, not on this one. But all this understeer, golly, it's killing me.
So what I'm doing is drifting the cart so I can make it turn, otherwise I'll end up crashing straight in the wall. Like this. This hopping that it was doing was because I went way too fast into that turn. Cart does not like that at all. By the way, if you hear heavy breathing, it's something I gotta work on with how sensitive the mic is, and I'll have to get what's called dead hair or whatever, so that it can filter out some of that relative wind noise, so to say, the wind noise being from my breath. Anyway, 39.6. That's the best I've been able to do so far, and that's because I'm not using any brakes. Alright, come off the throttle early, get on it, try to keep that hug on the turn. There we go. So I'm reducing the distance of how much I turn in, but it's coming at a cost of going in too slow. I took that wide ass turn, not a good thing. Lost a lot of speed coming through that turn there. So yeah, using brakes is very beneficial on these indoor karting facilities, as you can probably tell. I can't see what it said was my best lap time, but that's okay. Alright, got that slide in. So, oh well. Not much else to say right now. I'm just waiting for the session to end at this point, because the goal that I had was to go through this track as fast as I could without using the brakes, and not a good result. I think it's at 39.9 was the best I've been able to do, which is not good. So I guess the experiment was a success, and that was the end of this race. So as I get back to the track, I'll know exactly how I did. So let's make it happen. Yep. They have slowed me down, so let's roll right in and see what it says. I still can't read it. 39.1. That's not bad at all, based on the fact that I didn't use the brakes at all. So, you know, that tells me that if I do use the brakes, I might have to use it in 2 spots, and that's about it, where I know I'll need to use the brakes. But now the other 2 sessions are going to be an experiment. So in any case, the good thing is that at least I know that I am able to navigate around there without too much relative crashes. The thing that I need to now see is, if I use the brakes, where do I use them? Now, if I could have walked the track, I would have shown you guys where in particular that would be. but I think I'll figure out a map thing for you guys later on. In any case, I think there are only 2 spots where I need to use the brakes, and maybe only just one, but the next 2 sessions are going to be an experiment just for that. All right, so now that we are done with that craziness, we are now going to try and get around the track using brakes right around where I am right now, and not using them on the part that I'll show you guys in just a second. Yep, I'm not on full juice yet. That's why I'm able to turn so well. But as soon as you get on that full power, it will not turn. Well, not turn as good. And of course here, this is the spot where I was using brakes. I'm not going to use them there anymore. I think the juice is about to come. Yeah, they got me on full juice. Here, brake, turn. Yep, and that's the only place where I'll use brakes in this one. Drifted there a little. These tires are not very warm. So brakes were used in that particular corner, and that's it. All right, come off. There we go. This thing is a little drift happy compared to the last kart I was on. Adjusting according to the kart as well. You know, when I was in Pakistan, one thing we would all complain about was how ridiculous the maintenance of the karts were. The good thing about where I am right now is I can tell you most of all of the karts, when it comes to their ability to turn and when it comes to having power, they have it. So the only thing that's varied in them is when they don't charge them to the fullest. So that causes a bit of a problem where, of course, like anything else that's battery charged, it's not going to do well if the batteries start to get weak over time. So I've been told that the management here is working on it, but we will see. Right now I've not had that experience. The only thing I have experienced is where the marshals forget to basically juice you up all the way, so you have really bad lap times, and then you have to be looking at them like, really, dude, what are you doing to me? So that's about the only complaint I have, if I have any at all. Overall, the other thing with my experience here so far has been that, unfortunately, this go-karting stuff here is kind of seen as that as a kid sport, even though I think a lot of grown-ups can participate in it. So I don't know why I don't see very many people in my age group racing. Now, the exception to that is the people that I met last week, Denny and Denny. One of them's in his 20s, the other one's in his 60s. So they were pretty good people and very capable. But I don't know why I've not seen anyone else from my age group, or older for that matter, racing here. It's kind of depressing, to be honest. So hopefully I can find a community that I can be a part of here. Otherwise, yeah, this is gonna end up turning out to be kind of a boring thing, really, if you think about it. What's the point of doing something like this if it's just you by yourself? Maybe I am a social animal, so I'm a bit more sensitive to this stuff. I don't know. But right now, I've been kind of feeling weird about it. I miss the go-karting community in Lahore a lot, and I would really like to find myself more actively racing there, to be honest with you all. But whether that becomes a reality or not remains to be seen. In any case, going back to my current session, I can tell you that I'm having a horrible time. My lap times are pretty much sucky, and yeah, I'm not in the 38s, I can tell you that much. And that's despite the fact that I'm using brakes where I need to. Like right here where I use my brakes. Don't know what I can do different. But I am trying to connect with the people who know how to race here and see what they tell me. Whoa, man, this thing is drift happy around here. The previous kart wasn't. So I wonder if I'm losing a lot of speed here to scrub. And last lap. Okay. Hitting walls, that is not helping, obviously. I try to avoid it, but it's not always possible. And that's just because with anything else, sports-wise, sometimes you think you have it, but sometimes you don't. And in this case, it's the same thing. Either way, I met my objective of trying to get a better lap time, and I cannot tell whether that happened or not. So we'll find out together as soon as I come around. Right now I'm in full juice, but as soon as I'm in the tail end of the track, they'll slow me down. Yeah, at this point there's no point in going fast, so I'm just gonna mess around. So 39.111 is what I did without any brakes at all. By using the brakes in the one place, let's see how I did. .875. Number 2. Okay. So, I did kind of but 38.8, that's better than 39.1. So on to the last one, where I will be using brakes at 2 ends. Okay, so with the lap time of 38.875 out of the way and session 1 and 2 done, hopefully you guys could tell the difference between the 2 sessions. The one thing I felt was that in the first session, because of the fact that I had to come off the throttle as a result of not using any brakes at all, the kart would understeer big time. And this is a little bit different than what I was doing at 2F Club in Lahore, in that here, because the turns are a lot tighter, and all of them are, you have to use the brakes in order to get the nose in the right place, especially in the turn that comes right from the straightaway. That's where you have to apply the brakes, make that turn in, and then get on the throttle. And from there on, there's some spots where some people would use brakes, but they're not necessary at all. So it comes in the form of this, the one left turn you have to take as soon as you go to the outside portion of the track. There, a lot of people use brakes and you don't need to. All you need to do there is come off the throttle, make that turn. As soon as you feel the back drift, get back on the throttle and you go for it. And then there's several other places like that. But the key takeaway from this is that I was able to cut down on my lap times, despite the fact that I actually had a much slower kart than the last one, only as a result of using the brakes. So I'm hoping that in this last session, I can get a kart that has a bit more cojones, and I will use the brakes in the second spot that I have not been using it in. And the aim is to see if I do better than 38.875, which is what I've done so far. So that's the takeaway at this point. I will be using my wife to signal out to me whether I've done better than 38.875, even if it is 38.874. That to me is an improvement. So obviously it's not the improvement I'm looking for, but still it's an improvement.
I'm gonna give myself about 5 minutes. I'm sweating my butt off here, despite wearing shorts and whatnot. So once I kind of feel a little bit cooled down, I'm gonna do my last session, and I'll give you guys a summary. Of course, you'll be listening in to what I'm thinking as I go through the sessions. By the way, do let me know how you feel about me using the mic, or tell me, is this something better than what you've seen in my previous vlogs where I wasn't talking and all you saw was a guy racing?
All right, so in this last race, I'm going to be joined by somebody who I understand is going to be a lot faster than me, and he's an employee here, so I have a feeling he's going to be faster, period. So I'm going to try and warm up the tires as much as I can and get a feel for the kart as well. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. There's the juice. Brakes. Turn. I expect the other guy to be faster than me, so I'm not concerned about getting in his way. I'm just more concerned about being able to get this kart to turn. So far it's understeering, but let's see what it does. So a little bit of drift there. Alright, so this is the spot where I need to brake, and that slowed me down way too much, and the understeer sucks, but we'll figure it out. I braked a little too hard there. That's okay. Different kart, different feeling. And this is also right here causing me to lose some time because of the fact that I understeered, so I had to go a little too wide. And again, in the last half of the outdoor side. All right, brake and go in. Get that rotation. All right, you gotta get the brakes to work. All right, there you go. A little bit better. And this one, because of its understeer, is not letting me turn like I should be. So, gotta figure something else out. So, yeah. Oh well, what are we gonna do? Come on, turn. There we go. Turn. There we go. That kid's doing 37. 37s is what that kid's doing. Oh well. That means he's way faster than me, and that's all right. Understeer. I hate that shit. Oh well. So, yeah, I'm not worried about catching up to that young guy at all. I am worried about not being able to get this thing to turn the way I want to. That's not cool. But like I mentioned before, at least the good part is they all give you the same power. It's how they all handle. So whatever I can do, I guess. Brake. And crashing into walls. Not a good thing. I've said that 1,000 times, yet I do it still. Turn, turn, turn. There we go. That turn that I just went through reminds me of the hairpins that I used to take at the 2F2F club. Oh man, that was a fun time. Going through them. Oh well. Brake. Gotta stop banging into the friggin' thing. I think my last lap is about to come up, so I better do something radical if I want to see an improved lap time. Yeah, this will help. Getting it a turn. Yeah, there you go. Brake. There. Yeah, there we go. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. Yeehaw. Come on. Brake. Hey, look at that rotation. I didn't hit the wall either. Good. And then I understeer. If I do good in one end, I can't do it in another. But, oh well. It's all about a matter of time, right? The more you do this, the better you get. And here I come in to finish off my last lap with severe understeer and no clue. And that's the end of that session. That kid did 37.7. That is really good. So I need to join that 37 club as soon as I can. Because I know where my mistakes are. It's just a matter of now correcting them so that I can be in that club. That's it. And that ends that. Let's see. I really hope I did better. 38.947. You gotta be kidding me. Oh well. I don't have anything to say here right now other than, hey, at least I was doing good, relatively speaking. 38.947. The other guy did 37.789. So I'm walking away from this an unhappy camper just because of the fact that I knew I got my turns right, but what I did not get right was a card that could actually help me with my turns. Arrgh. Alright, so here's the deal, guys. Today, the best lap time I could do was 38.8. We already know that the fastest lap I've been able to do was 38.5. I walked away a little bit unhappy because I was expecting to do a lot better than I did today. In the last session, the best I was able to do was 38.97 something. And I think the reason for that is varied, but I feel, even though I know there's this adage that says the tool man always blames his tools, this time it really was a matter of tools. I say that because the way this last kart performed in terms of acceleration just absolutely sucked. And it goes back to what I was talking about. Sometimes it does happen, regardless of which go-karting track you go to. Things are not going to work out the way you expect them to. And in this situation, I was expecting the kart to give me a lot more power than it really could offer. Was it because of whether the battery was old, or was it because there's a problem with the electric engine? I don't know that. But what I do know is that I learned a lot about how to go around certain parts of the track
So my takeaway right now is that today I may have not done as well as I was expecting, but I'm going to ask myself that what am I going to do tomorrow that will make me better than today? And this is not just a go-karting question that I'm asking myself, something I ask myself anyway when it comes to everyday life, which you all should as well. So lessons learned, got it that things didn't go according to plan. There were some areas of opportunity that I even found, like, hitting walls, and what can I do about making sure that I don't do them again. So I will be coming back here again this week, and I'm going to try out different maneuvers that I did not do this time around, and also ask them nicely to put me in karts that they do know are a little bit faster, just so I can test out my ability. I get it that at every track you're going to have people who are in the elite group, and they will always want the best karts out there. And I'm not saying these guys do it. There are tracks where the management folks will give the best karts to those people, only try to keep the best karts to the side for them. Whether that is the case here or not, I can't say, but I can tell you that there have been times where I have gotten on karts that gave me a very good feeling about how fast they were, and this time around I was not getting a good feeling, especially in that last session. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, please hit that thumbs up button, please comment, please subscribe, and spread the word of this channel to everybody else. Until the next time, have a good day.